Page 122, Chapter 6. The alms, the fasting, the treasures, the concerns. Quote, "Be heedful of your piety, or piousness, virtuousness, honorableness, etc., that you practice it before the people with correct words, lest you be accused of lying and thereby find no reward from them. Choose your words logically and with power of thought, or intellect, and draw upon the knowledge and behavior of nature, which lives according to the laws and recommendations of the creation. When you give alms, then you shall not let it be trumpeted, as do the hypocrites in the temples and on the streets, that they may be praised by the people. Truly I say to you, their reward is lost to them, because their alms serve only the love of self, or selfishness. And when you hold edification, you shall not be like the hypocrites, who enjoy standing and heinously or hypocritically praying in the temples and on the corners of the streets. Thus, they only pray for the sake of themselves, or selfishness, and their esteem before the people. When you hold edification, you shall call upon the might of your spirit or consciousness, and you shall not babble confused nonsense like the God-worshippers, worshippers of tin gods, those who lack understanding, and those who love themselves alone, or the selfish, for they think they are heard when they use many words. The human spirit, or consciousness, needs not many words, but the knowledge about this, that it is great in might, or mightful. Therefore, be reverent, or speak reverently, in knowledge to the might of your spirit or consciousness, for truly its greatness and power are unending. If you do not know how to speak directly to the might of your spirit or consciousness in edification, then make use of something holy, or a worthy means of help equals means of concentration, which facilitates or helps you to reach into your spirit or into your consciousness. But also, never be like those who lack understanding, the hypocrites, and those who worship gods and tin gods, and love themselves alone, or the selfish, and who worship something holy in the false and confused belief that the might of a god or tin god dwells in it. Be aware, however, that through something holy, or a concentrative means of help, alone, the might of your spirit or consciousness always dwells and works within yourselves. Therefore, be in edification knowing ones, and therefore you shall edifyingly speak to your spirit or consciousness as follows. Quote, "My spirit or consciousness, you exist within almightiness. May your name be holy," or name equals spiritual and consciousness-based power. Be holy equals being controlled, venerated. May your realm be born and awaken within me. May your power unfold itself within me, on earth and in the firmaments, or in all consciousness levels. Give me today my daily bread, so that I recognize my guilt, and I recognize the truth. And lead me not into confusion and delusion, but deliver me from erroneous assumption. For yours is the realm within me, as well as the power and the knowledge in eternity. Amen." Page 126, verse 19. When you hold edification to your spirit or consciousness, it will give you what you request. For if you know in knowledge, so will you also receive. However, if you believe in the false, confused teachings that the power and the spirit or consciousness are not within you, then you will be without knowledge and will live in spiritual or consciousness-based poverty. Now and then, you will receive what you, in your confused belief and in your intent with wrongly used or misused holy objects, request from tin gods and gods, but you will receive it only from your strong, confused belief because you want it so, without knowledge of the real truth, however. Truly, truly, I say to you, blessed or delighted are always only those who are connected to the real truth and knowledge, because only they receive in honesty. If you fast, do not look sour like the hypocrites, for they put on pretentious faces in order to shine with their fasting before the people. Truly, I say to you, their reward is lost, because they fast only out of their self-seeking desire for esteem. But if you fast, anoint your head and wash your face, so that you do not shine before the people with your fasting, but you shall shine before your own spirit or consciousness, which is hidden. You indeed fast for the sake of your health, and for the expansion of your spirit or consciousness and your knowledge. You also should not amass great treasures on earth, where moths and rust consume them, and thieves break in and steal them. But collect treasures of knowledge in the spirit or consciousness, where neither moths nor rust consumes them, and where thieves neither break in nor steal. For where your treasure of knowledge is, there your heart is also. And the true treasure is wisdom and knowledge. The eye, or love, knowledge, wisdom, is the light of your body. If your eye is clear, your entire body will be a light. But if your eye is evil, or loveless, unknowing, unwise, your whole body will be dark. If now the light within you is dim, how great then will be the darkness? No one can serve two masters. Either he or she will hate the one and love the other, or he or she will adhere to the one and despise the other. You cannot serve the swelling or development of your spirit or consciousness, and at the same time, in stinginess and avarice, the mammon. Therefore I say to you, concern yourself about the knowledge of your spirit or consciousness, and about what you eat and drink, today and tomorrow. Thus, concern yourself also about your body, with what you will clothe it. For are not the knowledge about the spiritual or spiritual knowledge, and the spirit or consciousness, life and body, more important than all the treasures of the world? The spirit or consciousness of the human being, which is thirsting for love, truth, and knowledge, is incapable of preserving its earthly life without the body, because both of them together are one and must be nourished. Thus, the human being should be concerned about increasing knowledge in his or her spirit or consciousness, about the laws and recommendations of life, and thus about food and drink, and about clothing for his or her body. Look at the birds of the firmament. They do not sow, they do not reap, they do not store their food in barns, and yet the creation feeds them. Are you not much more than they? Look at the birds of the firmament. They devour the harmful insects, and they bear their plumage. Yet they are without a fulfilling or evolving spirit or consciousness that intentionally or consciously progresses, or consciously further develops itself. They work, for they are responsible for their inherent duty, and because they are fed and clothed according to the laws of the creation. Are you not much more than they? Truly, you yourselves can think through your free spirit, or free consciousness, and you can work on your own or independently. Thus, you can also prepare food and drink on your own or independently, and clothe your bodies on your own. Behold, the lilies in the marsh as they grow. They neither toil nor spin. Yet truly I say to you, the lilies also fulfill their task, when they give pleasure to the eye with their beauty. Thus, I tell you that even Salomo, in all his splendor, was not arrayed as one of these. The creation nourishes the grass, or hemp, flax, grain, corn, etc., in the field, and lets it grow. And you in turn are nourished and clothed by it, which today is standing, but tomorrow is harvested by you. And you make food and cloth from it, and tomorrow cast it as straw into the stove. Should not you then do much more for yourselves? The grass, or hemp, grain, flax, corn, etc., fulfills its task. Thus, it serves as fodder, clothing, and for heating. But are you not of much greater value than the grass, O you of little knowledge? Therefore you shall care for the wisdom and the knowledge of your spirit or consciousness, and take care that you do not suffer from lack of food, drink, and clothing. Truly I say to you, if you suffer from hunger, thirst, and nakedness, then the wisdom and the knowledge will be crowded out by worry. First seek the realm of your spirit or consciousness, and its love, and its knowledge, and the wisdom, and seek to comfort your body with food, drink, and clothing. Therefore, take care for the next day, for tomorrow will not take care of you by itself. It is enough that each day has its own misery. Therefore, you must not also be at the mercy of the need for your physical well-being.